Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see me play your deck, hang out with me in the amazing BoshNRoll community in Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, book an individual coaching session, or just generally want to support what's going on here, check out the Patreon and YouTube membership options. For the finest Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, use code BoshNRoll for 10% off your order at coalesceapparel.shop. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com and play any deck anytime on Magic Online with a cardhoarder.com loan account. Thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today, I'm playing a wild one. This was a brew challenge from Patreon subscriber Let Gabe. And Let Gabe wanted to see Seedtime in a Legacy deck. I'm of the appropriate age that I was getting Inquest and Scryfall magazines when Judgment was in preview season. And let me tell you, we lost our damn minds over Seedtime existing. 1 in a green instant. You can only cast it during your turn. Take an extra turn after this one if an opponent casts a blue spell this turn. There's a lot of powerful words on this card. Take an extra turn, completely busted, of course. At 2 mana, we haven't seen that since Time Walk, and we haven't seen it again since Seedtime, other than attached to you lose the game at the end of that turn. We have 3 versions of that card in Final Fortune, Warrior's Oath, and Last Chance. But this one just straight up, no drawbacks, you get an extra turn. Also, the sentiment of punishing counterspells is a popular one, always has been, among casual and competitive crowds. Unfortunately, the reality of Seedtime has skewed into the casual realm over the years. I wasn't playing Magic competitively. I was just really invested in the game's existence and playing casual 60s with my friends and reading magazine articles. I don't really remember if Seedtime got a run in any standard or extended formats. I have no memory of that. Just really fell by the wayside, despite all the exciting words on it. But Let Gabe is here to bring it back into the universe. Request from Let Gabe was pretty modest, actually. It was, I want to see Seedtime. It should probably be in the sideboard. But no, I have 3 of them in my main deck. I'm going to try to take extra turns in this league, maybe at the detriment to my own health and safety, but we're doing it. I have shoved it into a Painter Servant shell. Painting things blue is already something that happens in Legacy that turns on your Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast. We've seen this basically since Painter Servant was printed as a thing you can do in Legacy. It's actually really good right now. The printing of Urza Saga has been awesome for Painter. The deck is completely viable, and I lose to it a lot on this channel. I've adopted a lot of the lessons from Painter Servant, which is the Painter itself, the Red Blast, Lightning Bolt, Goblin Welder, Goblin Engineer, Urza Saga, the Saga package, accelerating with Ancient Tomb, Braze Apprentice, Imperial Recruiter. All that stuff is just from Red Painter. Since we're painting things blue, Veil of Summer gets to stop removal spells and counter spells and everything. It's kind of like an extra Red Blast, Pyroblast. I'm not convinced any number of Veil of Summer is better than just 2 more Pyroblast, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm having a good time with this. And of course, that turns all your opponent's spells blue. If they do anything like Swords to Plowshares your Painter Servant, Seedtime, bang, extra turn. Lightning Bolt, Seedtime, bang, got him. If they're going to be interacting on our turn at all, Painter Servant turns on Seedtime. The green part of the deck, because Seedtime is a green card, we have to go green anyway. I've already mentioned Veil of Summer. I have added Raminep Excavator into the Imperial Recruiter package. That's a pretty good one with Urza Saga, I've heard. Minsk and Boo at the top end here. That's a great GRUUL card. And basically I kind of hybridized this with Applejacks, and we've got Orcish Lumberjack, Sacrifice of Forest, add 3 mana in any combination of red or green. This fella cranks out mana in the short term and lets you push through powerful things before you're supposed to. And normally the risk of Orcish Lumberjack is you're spending a land, and if your spell doesn't resolve, you're down a land and that spell. It's a pretty steep cost. But in a deck with 4 Pyroblast variants and 2 Veil of Summer and Seedtime to punish a counterspell, we can go pretty hard with big mana with pretty high confidence that our stuff is going to work, or at least have the ability to push through it more than a normal red-green deck would in Magic's history. Got some funsies in here because I want to try them. Haywire Might, I think, is pretty real and right at the power level that you'd expect. And we're playing a green Urza Saga deck. This is the perfect chance to try it. 1 mana, 1/1. When this dies, you gain 2 life. You can pay a green and sacrifice it, exile target non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. I'm not certain this needs to be in the main deck, but it is a cheap artifact, if nothing else. It's a blocker that gains 2 life, if nothing else. You can weld it away and gain 2 life, if nothing else. And if it ever finds a target, it's going to be great. The other funsie I'm trying is Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Unfortunately, I cannot get Mishra Claimed by Gix into the deck. I don't have access to black mana. Legendary creatures in general are kind of sus in Legacy because of the existence of Karakas. But the Dragon Engine itself, which apparently I can't just highlight because it brings the whole squad up. Phyrexian Dragon Engine, 3 mana, 2/2 double strike. When Phyrexian Dragon Engine enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. It's a 3 mana 2/2 double strike that you can tutor up with Imperial Recruiter. When it enters from your graveyard, it doesn't care if it was unearthed. It does have unearth for 3 red, but you are playing a deck with Goblin Welder and Goblin Engineer, both of which can return this thing and get some card advantage cranking. I also like the 2/2 double strike body, which is the same reason I like Minsc and Boo and Fury in this deck, which is that taking an extra turn, I want that to hurt. I don't want, like, my opponent to Lightning Bolt my Painter Servant, then I get an extra turn and I make a land drop and pass. I want these extra turns to come with 4 to 8 damage attached. This attack with my double strike creature. You try to kill it. I Seedtime and attack you with a different creature, or you fight over Painter Servant and you're getting cracked for 4 with Phyrexian Dragon Engine. That's kind of how I envision this. Or you try to counter my Minsc and Boo. I force it through, Seedtime you, and you take 4 now and 7 next turn. That's kind of what I'm envisioning. I want the Seedtimes to snowball if we start getting them off the ground. If we find ourselves in a matchup where Seedtime is completely uncastable, that's just too bad. I don't really have a way to get rid of them. I considered Fable of the Mirror Breaker as a hedge, but if we wanted to hedge, we just wouldn't be playing Seedtime. I'm in for this. We'll board them out in the matchups that just truly don't have instants. But against any deck that even has Lightning Bolt or Swords to Plowshares, even if they're not a blue deck on their own, I'm going to keep at least some Seedtimes in because I want to make this happen. Sideboard is just red and green cards that can be tutored by Imperial Recruiter. We've got Crater Maker, Rex Sage, Magus of the Moon, Phyrexian Revoker, another Minsc and Boo when we need to put the gas on, some Graveyard Hate, and heavy on Torpor Orb, both for White Initiative and for Doomsday, both of which seem like tough matchups. I'm in heavy on the Winter Orb here. And that is my take on GRUUL Painter for Patreon subscriber Let Gabe. Let's go take some extra turns. I'm on the draw in round 1 with a hand that's distressingly fair, but Goblin Welder is a good investment in the future. Urza Saga is a good card. I'm going to keep this. There's a lot of good draws that kind of set this hand off, and if my opponent is doing anything fair, I'm pretty reasonable against it. This is where we die to Grizzlebrand on turn 1, as usual. Opponent's on a Multa 5. Are you broken or unlucky? Okay, broken. No normal deck plays Mana Confluence. We're playing against actual Dredge. There's a Soul Guide Lantern in my main deck. We can try to make something happen here. Inkweed Imp and Golgari Thug confirmed. Okay. Fury can clear Bridge from Belows just by arriving in play. I'm going to start on Urza Saga and get moving towards Soul Guide Lantern. I'm not going to get any constructs out of this unless I top deck an Ancient Tomb, but having Soul Guide Lantern in play is more important than those other things happening. Getting constructs. They milled over Hogak and no Narcomoebas, no extra stuff. I'm getting griefed. Okay. Fury and Lightning Bolt can both put cards into put creatures into my graveyard. Lightning Bolt needs help. I need to actually cast a creature first. Look, my Fury. You know how this works. They pitched the Stinkweed Imp, which was the Dredge. We're about to get breakthrough'd. Oh god. Alright. This game's probably over. That was a lot of dredging and no Narcomoebas. There were 0 Narcomoebas in the top half of their deck. Okay. Now's our chance, team. Let's draw the other Fury. Grindstone. That's hilarious in the matchup. I'm gonna play Grindstone and play Goblin Welder. And hope, well, their hand is empty. They did hit an Icarid. And how many bridges do they have? Just one bridge and no Narcomoebas. They hit a second bridge. They can get Hogak into play right now. Then that gets a lot tougher. Oh, they drew for turn. Is that true? Oh, no. They dredged Grave Troll. They just missed again. Wow. A disaster. Yeah, they can poke me apart with Cabal Therapy, but I'm about to Soul Guide Lantern their whole life away. They can't get a second creature into play. One bridge, no Narcos in the top 36 cards of your deck. There's an Ox of Agonis in the graveyard, but we know their hand is just Golgari Grave Troll right now. Unless I'm missing some interaction here, I think we're just kind of rock solid. I'm going to have Goblin Welder in play and Soul Guide Lantern and be able to clear their graveyard and then do it again at will. Wow. Veil of Summer. We're going to blow out a Cabal Therapy too along the way. Soul Guide Lantern. Are we happy here, opponent? Are we done? Exiled the Icarid and play another Goblin Welder. Do I need to do anything now that I've taken Icarid? I think so. I can at least stop in their draw step and make a decision then. There's no upkeep triggers here. If they dredge, I can hit the Narcomoebas. They did dredge, still haven't hit a Narcomoeba. Okay, yeah. That was the worst dredging I've ever seen in my life. Good shit. Okay, graveyard deck in front of me. Surgical Extraction and Tormod Script coming in. The ability to destroy my own creatures is non-zero. Pyroblast is actually good because we've seen Breakthrough. I think Excavator is going to be too slow. Unfortunately, we've already immediately queued into a deck that doesn't really cast instants. And sorry, Seedtime. I tried really hard in both building and play pattern to put Seedtime on the stack, but it's just really not defensible here. Magus of the Moon does lock out everything that isn't red. They have Faithless Looting and Ox of Agonis and Slow Dredging. It doesn't end the game. Minskin Boo can create a dead creature every turn. If you already have Boo and you make Boo, you legend roll one of them and it goes away. I don't hate that. I'm not bringing in Magus. I think my Urza Sagas are more important than their blue mana. Anything better than Haywire Might. And that is a cheap artifact to flip around with Goblin Welder. It's got that going for it. Yeah, I think this is as good as I can get it. I'm going in. No Graveyard Hate or Path to Graveyard Hate. I do have Fury and a red card. I think I need to mulligan this. We've seen Grief out of them, and we know they have Cabal Therapy, but not even having Saga to start that turn 3 Soul Guide Lantern clock, I think I gotta send it. Okay, I'm happy with this. I'm gonna keep this and send Grindstone to the bottom. My build of the deck with Orcish Lumberjack had to forego Mox Opal and Lotus Petal and Simian Spirit Guide. I don't have any way to power out a Pyroblast on top of the Urza Saga. Uh-oh. LED. Oh no. Yep. Oh, they didn't hold priority. They just drew 4, discarded their hand. There is a Grave Troll in there. Yeah, they were supposed to hold priority. That's bad news for them. I'm gonna take my turn off here, granted by the lack of priority pass, to get Saga going and Retrofitter into play. Then I can hold up Pyroblast and Veil of Summer next turn. They didn't mill into a Faithless Looting. Okay, I mean, here we go. Ooh, I could play Painter, but there's no mana source in my... And I'd have to tutor for the Brainstorm anyway, or the Grindstone anyway. Yeah. I was gonna say, I could play Painter, turn up Grindstone, and then just win, but I don't have the mana to do with that. They found a Faithless Looting and an Ox of Agonis, both of which are scary. Ox of Agonis, not a blue card, notably. It is subject to Lightning Bolt, though. There's 3 Grave Trolls in the graveyard. I don't want a Lightning Bolt Ox, because then they can just replay it again with the mana they currently have. Yeah, I'm getting lit up. They found an Archamoeba, and there is an Icarid, still Faithless Looting, but now they don't have mana to cast it. We know their hand is just 3 Grave Trolls. I can Veil of Summer a Therapy. Sick. Fetch Taiga and Veil of Summer this. Whammo. Phyrexian Dragon Engine, just what the doctor ordered. Okay, good news though. I can tutor up Soul Guide Lantern, Lightning Bolt Ox, and be operating on something resembling a stable board. Soul Guide Lantern, get in. That's the same as Tormod Script, right? Yeah, with upside, there's no reason to do one over the other here. Soul Guide Lantern enters the battlefield, exile Bridge from Below. And now I have a decision to make. I could deploy Painter Servant right now while I have 2 mana. I could make a Servo with my 2 mana. Making Painter's better than that, though. Yeah, missing all these land drops has been tough. I think I'm just going to bolt the Ox and zap their graveyard. Yeah, that works for me. And they have Icarids in the graveyard, so I do need to Lantern now. Okay. Orcish Lumberjack, you're up, buddy. Win this game for me. Their hand is 3 Grave Trolls. I need them to not draw a Breakthrough or a Faithless Looting to get this going again. Through the land right on time. Painter Servant. Ooh, I could invest in Lumberjack, which gets me... I'm going to take it slow. Let's paint. Paint it blue. Painter Servant blocks. It also destroys this land next turn. Yeah! Undefeated with GRUUL Painter. Unfortunately, no seed times, but we did just 2-0 Dredge. Easy money. Let's go. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better. I'm on the draw for round 2. I have Goblin Welder into Fury, the classic line. I'm going to keep this. We built a deck with 2 modes, and I'm currently in GRUUL mid-range mode. My opponent is shouting out the turn 0 violent outburst that I fired off on an opponent in a recent video. That was fucking nice, you're right. Okay, we got a Lotus Petal and Ancient Tomb. Are we going to get White Stomped here, or something else? White Stomped feels problematic when it leaves my mouth. Maybe I should think of another term to... I don't know. Listeners, let me know if that's a term I should avoid saying. God. I don't think we're getting... Yeah, it's this. Okay. Here we go. The race is on. Likely dead here. There's also another deck that doesn't play instants. What the heck? Come on, Moto Leagues. Most decks have, like... Even combo decks have Entomb in them, or Brainstorm, or, you know, something you do in an end step. I briefly saw their hand. They cracked LED and then uncracked LED. Not that I can do anything about it, or it matters in any way. I basically need them to whiff, and then I need to weld their Mystic Forge into something bad. That's how this game becomes successful for me. Oh, we're just going to get Hardcast echoed. Oh no. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of artifact cards from among them and put the revealed cards in your hand? What? Yikes. That's a good card for this deck. Uh-oh. They found Helm of Awakening. Hit all 5 on the... I can just F6. I'm not bluffing anything here. A Lion's Eye Diamond, Mishra's Research Desk, a pair of those. That's a card I considered for this deck, but I've heard some reviews from other folks who've been trying it in various shells, and it's just, they said it's not advisable. Oh god. They found Karn, and then they found Pithing Needle, naming Goblin Welder. Now I can't clear the Mystic Forge, even if I hit. Bad news, everybody. Another Helm. Okay. Spells are basically free now. Lattice costs 4, and they currently have 1. They can still activate Mystic Forge this turn. Here comes the desk. Found another Forging the Anchor. Brothers War is awesome. I've just, ever since it released on Magic Online, I've been seeing many cool decks built around the cool cards from the set. Just big fan of everything that's going on here. And none of it seems busted either. It's a bunch of role players that juice up existing decks in cool ways or create new pivots for existing archetypes. Played a Modern League earlier this week where I think every single opponent had something cool out of Brothers War that they were doing. Oh, we got a turn. They plussed Karn, which I can Fury and Lightning Bolt to clear the Karn. I don't really have a plan to clear this Pithing Needle or continue doing anything. They can Forge the Anchor next turn. Oh, spells cost less. Painter's free. Oh, okay, never mind. I could also Minsk and Boo. I could Minsk and Boo and Painter, and then Fury Karn to finish it off. This is getting interesting. That's the question is having Goblin Welder and Painter in play better than having Minsk and Boo in play? Because Minsk and Boo attack, Fury finishes off Karn, versus Goblin Welder and Painter. Oh, I can just win next turn, so that's the better play. Okay. Yeah, the play where I win the game is the better one. Lightning Bolt Karn. And then Fury Karn, pitching Minsk and Boo. Finish off the Karn. And cast a 1-mana Goblin Engineer. I'm going to Entomb Grindstone. I don't actually just... Oh, wait. Aimwire Might. Is that better? Ooh. Is that better than Grindstone? Can I actually win? And I need to untap either way. What am I more likely to untap with? Yeah, because I need to draw an artifact and have multiple mana. I'm actually not close to winning with Painter. I could do Dragon Engine and just twist it up, but then again, I'd have to... Or I'll have Painter. I think it's actually Haywire Might. As unsexy as that is. Paint it all blue, and then back for 1. I don't think we're getting another turn, but that was at least an exciting turn cycle. Got rid of the Karn. Another Helm of Awakening for free. Let's go. Now all the cards are blue. We get to see all these nice looking Magic Online blue artifacts. Voltaic looks really good. They unearthed and then cracked Research Desk. Mana Severance. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's fucking go. They don't have blue mana though. They need to find another Opal. Oh, no, they don't. They have Voltaic in play. Nope. Figured it out. Mana Severance. Here goes all the lands in your deck into exile. If you haven't seen this one, search your library for any number of lands and exile them. Get them out. Now, everything they hit's going to be a spell, and all the spells cost 3 less, and I'm sure they're all colorless. They're Forging the Anchors in the deck, at least. Let's go. Research Desk, exiled a Chromatic Spear. Spear gets more blue mana. They can Forge the Anchor with that. Oh, that one came from hand. That's not even the one that was in exile. That's terrifying. Spellbomb, Lotus Petal, Manifold Key from Monolith. Figuring out how they win is now the adventure we're all on together. They severed all their Urza Sagas. Probably like a Ballista or something. I don't know. Bounced my Painter. Oh, right. Karn. We've seen Karn. They can Lattice me. If not, do something even better than that. Oh, Goblin Charbelcher. Hell yeah. All right, show me the rest of your deck. And then, oh, wait. Their deck is so small. This isn't even lethal. They ripped their deck down to 13 cards. Yeah, I'll take 13. Is it my turn now? Whoa. I guess they can key, untap Belcher and belch me again if they get enough mana. Whoa. I have never seen that before. There's 1 mana available. They did just untap Belcher. Second card. Yeah, this probably grabs an LED or something to belch me again. That was sick. Okay, Mox Opal, Lotus Petal, Grimonald. Yep. Yeah, good run. Good shit. Okay. They are a Turbo Karn Belcher deck. Good to know. We also saw 0 instance in their whole deck. I'm honestly just real mad that I have to keep cutting Seedtime. For real. That's real talk. I am trying to cast this card desperately. I don't think Veil of Summer does anything either. They're not really interacting. We're just going fast. Does Magus the Moon matter? They are an Ancient Tomb Urza Saga deck. Who's that going to hurt more? Bringing in my artifact removal. Does Surgical Extraction matter? If I could destroy and then extract Mystic Forge, I don't know how much their deck really does. Oh, Phyrexian Revoker is great. You name Karn with that one. And Rex Sage. That feels way too slow, but what else am I going to do? Do I need Soul Guide Lantern? That could probably become something else. I didn't see Echo of Eons or any such thing. And Dead Gone can fight constructs if we get into scrappy mode. It doesn't seem great. We did see Aether Spellbomb, which, if things are painted blue, Veil of Summer stops. I don't think I can have Veil of Summer in against this deck. I could Minsk and Boo to keep the foot on the gas. I could Dead Gone in case we get scrappy. I could Magus the Moon. I think I want Magus. If I'm able to tutor it up in a board state that's relatively stable, I think it's worse for them. I don't know. Let's go. All right, or I could just turn to it. Keep. If I was on the play last game and had Goblin Welder before they had Mystic Forge, I would have just stuffed their whole combo. And this one has Goblin Welder. This is exactly what I want in my life. Goblin Welder, go. Yes. Uh-oh. Are we dead? Oh no, more stuff is happening. That's so much stuff. Stop doing stuff. Research desk is deployed. 1 card left in hand. And it's a second research desk. Okay. I am going to get to Magus and wipe out the Urza Saga. Got that going for me. I guess they could start cracking LEDs and using research desks right now. And that seems to be the plan. Exiled Key and Needle. God, spiking Needle. What a tilt. Blocking my Welder. Good thing I have this backup plan. Goblin Welder, once again in the Needle. Oh, they're really going for it here. Another thing, oh, and popping Research Desk all at once, because you get until the end of next turn to play your cards. That's cool. Karn and City of Traders. City of Traders is the safe play. Karn is the game winner. Okay. They're not close to having the mana for Karn, which is why they went with City. Just took the conservative line. And I will give them 1 red mana to play this game on. Open up. It's the cops. And begin the Goblin Welder beatdown. They do have Opal. Oh, they're not without anything here. There's the City. Hermetic Sphere was the last card in hand. Or the draw for turn. Using the desk. It's go time. Exiled another Karn and another land. Have to make that same miserable decision again. Imperial Recruiter. Okay. I think I want a Goblin Engineer. That looks better than Painter to me. It's in my deck. Phyrexian Revoker's in my deck. Phyrexian Dragon Engine's in my deck. Okay. Goblin Engineer is the play. Haywire Might, Brea's Apprentice. It's probably Brea's Apprentice, actually. That's card advantage and a real clock. So is Dragon Engine, though. Revoker is the safest thing. I just turn off Opal and try to scrap. I think I want Brea's Apprentice here. Yeah, because Apprentice brings an artifact that lets me keep welding. Okay, I'm going to get Apprentice. Welder is still turned off, so I need a mana before I can do any of this, but just planning for the future. There's Seed of the Synod. Oh no. Okay. Knew about that one. That's the Unearth from that. Either Spellbomb and Monolith are the exiles. Exiled Monolith went for the big mana. A Braid. That's a really good card. If I attack for 4 and hold up a Braid, I think losing is pretty tough if I'm holding up a Braid. And if they don't do anything else I need to a Braid, I can just hit the Pithing Needle, untap, and do Welder business. 1 card left in hand, plus the Monolith in exile. 2 Karns are already gone. I'm gonna go after the Pithing Needle, because destroying Pithing Needle unlocks Goblin Welder, which also functions as a Braid, because there's artifacts in their graveyard. Oh, tapping Grim Monolith in response. Spatial Contortion. Okay, good shit. I have another Goblin Welder, but this does put the shields down for a turn. And pop for blue mana in response with their... I guess they had one floating, might as well. Come on, land. I will continue my beatdowns, and I think having Welder in play is the most important thing I can be doing right now, and that's what I'm going to do. My whole plan on using my Abrade was to have an Abrade sitting in play for the rest of the game. You know, ramping with redundant Mox Opals. What is happening right now? Pyroblast, JK, don't have it. Blue Lotus Petals, LED, and Mystic Forge. They can deploy Forge right now. And, I mean, if I had anything, I would have done it. So I can F6 from here. Here's the Forge. Just don't flip another Pithing Needle. Come on. Helm of Awakening. Uh-oh. Okay, moment of truth. Did we survive? Or is there more coming? Okay, we're getting a turn. That means I get to turn Mystic Forge into an artifact that's not Mystic Forge. Helm of Awakening's in play now. I can cast Recruiter or I can Painter. I can Painter and Weld it. That's really good. Painter, paint it blue. I'm just going to weld this Forge away. I'm just not even messing with that. They can have... I think a Lotus Petal is the least harmful one. Or Mox Opal, yeah. That's the same thing as Lotus Petal, kinda. Except it's only 1 mana on their turn. It's the same thing as Lotus Petal on their turn, and it's worse on my turn. I'm doing that. I'm gonna attack with Magus of the Moon, leave up Goblin Engineer, Welding for Breya's Apprentice, because that's lethal next turn. Okay, send it. Alright, we did it, we did it, we did it. Gotta answer the Mystic Forge. Still no instance. The Magus was really good, though. I want 2 of those. I changed my mind. And I don't think we're going to end up in a game where Retrofitter Foundry is any good. Also, they're a Karn deck, which makes Retrofitter Foundry extra bad. But having 1 mana artifacts around is not the worst thing to flip around with Welders. Yeah, maybe I do need that in. If that's true, what's getting cut? Might just be Raminep Excavator, or it could be Phyrexian Dragon Engine. I think it's Excavator. With 2 Maguses in my deck, the best thing Excavator does isn't even online. Now we gotta get one on the draw. No interaction of any kind. I'm gonna mulligan this. Opponent snapped off 7, that's terrifying. Alright, I'll keep this one. It has Magus. I don't know if Lightning Bolt's any good. It could pick off a Karn if they get too scrappy. Search desk. Okay. Oh, there's more. Again, at least play Wooded Foothills and pass. I have a Pyroblast this game, if they go for the Founding the Anchor. Forging the Anchor. You found or forge? You definitely forge an anchor. Okay, 1 card left in hand plus the desk. Using the desk. Mind's Eye Diamond, Mox Opal. That's not a threat. Whatever's in their hand, and they can unearth the desk and take another swing. The desk has been unearthed. Off Lotus Petal. They still have the card in their hand. Desk, City, and Helm. This doesn't seem great. I don't know what that last mystery card is, but this does not look like where they really wanted to be with a turn. Pithing Needle. Fetch and response. Okay, so they're all in without a threat here. It's the top of their deck versus everything I got going on, which admittedly is not much. Forging the Anchor, I can counter. Pithing Needle named Grindstone, sure. Uh-oh. And the card I was almost boarding out is now actually great. A real threat in play. An artifact that makes more artifacts is in play. I can Bolt a Karn if it minuses. I can Pyroblast a Forging the Anchor. Their 2 cards in exile are not threats. At least not directly. Okay, they're just not even helming because they're not going anywhere, and I am. I like that. Another Red Blast. I'm going to Engineer. I'm not going to put down my shields on Forging the Anchor. I'm going to get... I think it's Phyrexian Revoker. No, it's not Phyrexian Revoker. It's Haywire Might. Yeah, Haywire Might is the thing I can tutor for that turns off Mystic Forge in a way that's relevant. Yeah, I'm putting Might in my graveyard. They clearly don't have anything going on, and I want to keep it that way. Getting a turn. Through Grindstone. I'm just going to pass here. I don't want to sack Retrofitter Foundry. I want to make a servo and sack that, but leaving up all my mana, I can flip Foundry into Haywire Might and activate it if I need to, but it looks like they just didn't do anything. Make a servo, turn it into a Haywire Might. Okay, we're in business. This is an insect, unfortunately. None of the things that Retrofitter cares about. I'm gonna attack with Haywire Might first. You get to do that as well as the other things that it does. And Goblin Welder and Grindstone. Start dumping cards out now. I guess I should have attacked with Goblin Engineer. I didn't decide if I was casting one spell or two until post-combat. Just the damage. Here's the desk. All right. That's a bunch of cards out of nowhere. Vox Opal and Urza Saga. Those don't change the board state meaningfully. It does unlock a stable source of blue mana, which unlocks all these Pyroblasts in my hand. Redesking. Desk has arrived from the graveyard. And Urza Saga Ancient Tomb. Count it. Urza Saga can be exiled with Might if I care, which I don't. Now there's a decision. Do I just fire off Lightning Bolt and begin the beats right now while I have mana chillin'? Lightning Bolt picking off Karn is the other thing that I'd want to do with Lightning Bolt. I'm going to send it. Those Ancient Tombs on notice. And now Goblin Welder's untapped and there is a Lotus Petal in the graveyard. I think I just attack with Might and play my second Welder. Or do I even play the Welder? Because I can make a servo, activate Haywire Might, and then flip servo into Haywire Might, all in the end step. Goblin Welder just lets me do even more on subsequent turns. So holding up double Pyroblast is pretty tempting as well. Okay, I'm just going to pass. They're passing the turn. Not playing the Urza Saga, that would take out the City of Traders. Okay, they changed their mind. Second main, they're doing it. I can exile Urza Saga before it learns how to make mana, but I don't think that's where this game is being squeezed. Yeah. Haywire might take out the Urza Saga, and then make a servo. I'm actually going to weld Grindstone, not the servo, because Grindstone doesn't work anyway. And servo can attack. Cool. Another Lightning Bolt. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If they tap their Ancient Tomb, they die. How wild do I want to take this? Tapping out of Welder could be insane. Pushing Lethal is a thing I generally like to do, though, but I'm gonna leave back Welder. Make sure I don't get comboed out. Opponent's at 6. Let's hope them being at 4 is not the difference in this game. Or 5. And I'll pass the turn. Just leaving up tons of interaction here. We have to get through Welder, Haywire Might, and the onboard Lethal to win this game. Okay, well that was a crazy one. Awesome deck. I'm glad we got to see it go off game 1, and then I'm glad we defeated it in the subsequent games. GG's. On to the next one. Still undefeated. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and every other format you'll see on this channel. They have multiple customizations so you can view your deck how you want. Text view, stacks, grid, custom grouping by type, subtype, color, light mode, dark mode. However you want to see your deck, they can provide it for you. My favorite feature is you can choose your set printing, make the deck look exactly how you want it to. The deck screen features expandable sections that show you what tokens your deck makes, your recent change history to the deck, stats about mana curve and opening hand distribution, mana cost distribution. You can deal out sample hands and even play test the deck. Island Ponder. You know I'm keeping this one. This site has everything. Follow me on Moxfield.com to keep up with decks I'm playing for the channel and what I'm up to in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the play in round 3, and it's time. We did it. I'm going to keep this hand with Seedtime in it. You know what time it is. And I have the nut curve of turn 1 Haywire Might, turn 2 Urza Saga, end step Seedtime when they brainstorm, and then untap a turn ahead on Urza Saga. LFG. Please, Magic Gods, let this work and let it work in a way that is good. Opponents on a Multi 6. Don't know what they're playing yet. A blue land, you don't say. Okay, the rough beat here is that it's certainly just correct to cast Painter Servant and curve out into the win. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold up Seedtime just in case they EOT Brainstorm. It's just like not even how Brainstorm is generally cast. Also, if I paint it blue, then Swords to Plowshares turns on Seedtime on subsequent turns. Let's do it. They probably just plow right now, though. Okay, they don't have plow at all. They have Lightning Bolt, which I can't Seedtime, and that's fine. Not with the mana that I have. Looking like some Delver against us here. Under blue spell, sorcery though. Disappointing. I would like to fade Wasteland for at least one turn here. Nope, no chance. Okay. Haywire might continue your life's work. And I got bobbled. Okay. What did you learn? Learned about Lightning Bolt. Sure. Back with my might. Murktide region is 5/5 right now, which I can kill between Fury and Lightning Bolt. Or attack plus Fury. My deck's also full of Pyroblasts, if I find one someday. There is the Murktide. Ooh, okay. I have an attack, then I can pitch cast Fury, and if they force it, I can Seedtime. And then I just die to Murktide later. I'm going to attack. They've seen Lightning Bolt. They probably just won't block. In we go. Please block, please block, please block. Yeah, Fearless. Fearless. Love it. And I gain 2 life. Whenever it dies, doesn't care how. A Fury pitching... I think I have to pitch Recruiter, because Bolt actually kind of stabilizes this game against the other threats, and I'm about to clear this one. I'd rather have Veil of Summer in my hand than Seedtime, but get what we get. Okay. I don't feel bad about that exchange. Haywire might go in the distance. Counterbalance, gross. Okay. I'm not just going to bolt them in response. Whatever. I want Engineer. Okay. Don't daze me, bro. Force of Will on top of the deck. Seedtime is live. I like to use the ability, and there's already a Painter in the graveyard. I think I want... Do I actually want Dragon Engine here? I think it's Breya's Apprentice. So Dragon Engine has Unearth later, if this game grinds to a halt. Putting Painter and Grindstone in the graveyard gives me the line to do the work up to the combo over multiple turns. But then they get multiple turns to sculpt Lightning Bolt around that. I think it's Apprentice. I'm going to get that. We just drew Force of Will. Now we know about that one. There's Unholy Heat, sure. Whatevs. Oh yeah. Please Brainstorm in my end step. I'm ready. Brainstorm. Brainstorm. Damn it. The cursed world we live in. Ponder. Okay. They did not shuffle their library. And they know I'm holding Lightning Bolts. It's just extremely likely there's a 1-drop on top of the deck right now. Veil of Summer. Interesting. Okay. I'll pass the turn and just have to bolt after their draw step and hope that the cards look different. Or the top card of the deck is different. I have a wild YOLO swing here. Veil of Summer does turn off Counterbalance, but if there's a 1-drop on top, it doesn't matter. If they Brainstorm in response to the Counterbalance trigger, I'm going to Veil in response to Brainstorm. I'll let the DRC trigger happen, and then I'll Veil now. There's not a 1 naturally on top. Murktide region on top, okay. I mean, I don't want to see that card, but also, if my spell's all resolved, that's pretty cool. Ow, force pitching Murktide. Oh, they had all 4 Murktide regions kicking around? Sure. They have 1 card left in their hand, and it's possible they brick on a 1-drop. Murktide region is on top of their deck right now. They could fetch before that happens. Okay, Lightning Bolt of your own. Murktide region, Lightning Bolt are in the mix here. They can second main Murktide, and then I'm just dead. Interesting. Oh, they want to keep their Lightning Bolt on top? Sure. Yeah, good idea to keep Lightning Bolt on top. My deck's full of 1-drops. Oh, we had such a good start here, but then Delver did Delver shit. I'm going to bolt one of these. Hope they didn't put 2 1-drops on top of the deck. They could Lightning Bolt my face in response to Veil twice, and that gives them 3 looks at a 1-drop. So they just declined and let it happen. Okay. They must like the card on top. They know what it is, and they don't want to lose it. Well, second main Ponder. Okay. We're not going to see a Surveil or a Shuffle here because we know they like their top card. It's probably the Murktide, but it was not played. They did not shuffle, though. We knew that was going to happen. Oh, okay. A chance at Seedtime, you say? We know they have Lightning Bolt, but I'm going to play this Welder. Counterbalance didn't counter it. Doesn't have to. Lightning Bolt. My Welder, it's out of here. Got their card on top with Ponder. Or with Surveil. Terrifying. Awful. The Murktide's kicking around somewhere. They might be sculpting, just super careful not to lose their last Murktide against Pyroblast. They might be sculpting a Murktide plus counterbalance, guaranteed protection situation. I'm going to need to draw one of my 4 Pyroblasts, though, immediately, and then I still probably lose this game. Murktide Regent, maximum size. That did cost them Delirium, but Murktide is large. Uh-oh. I'm going to need them to just brainstorm in the end step. Give me a redraw. Doing something in the end step. Please cast Brainstorm. Please cast Brainstorm. No, just getting the tap Steam Vents. Shit. Okay, we're very dead. That fetch got them back to Delirium as well. I take 11 here. Dead to Bolt. Can't tap Ancient Tomb. There's not a draw in my deck that can save me here. Important to note, I would be dead right now if Haywire Might didn't trigger. This draw step brought to you by Haywire Might, but still not enough. Okay, tough beats. Stupid Delver. I want Dead Gone. I want... Oh, Minsk and Boo. Lightning Bolt is really good against my deck overall. And Minsk and Boo is just more of that. Haywire Might doesn't matter here. Oh, wait. Literally fucking Counterbalance. Oh, that's why they blocked with Murktide. Okay. It's all coming together now. Took me a minute, but we found it. Dead Gone's coming in. Minsk and Boo is actually pretty bad for the Lightning Bolt reason we described. We could try to overload Lightning Bolts on all the various Welders and Painters, and then sneak a Minsk and Boo in later, but we also saw Unholy Heat. They have multiple pieces. In between Haywire Might and all my Pyroblasts, I have a bunch of answers to counterbalance. Way more answers than they play counterbalances, but if that card's in play, it is a huge problem. I don't think I want to bring in Reclamation Sage just for counterbalance. Magus of the Moon, that dies to all the Lightning Bolts. If I had Blood Moon instead of Magus, I'd probably bring it in, but I don't like offering Magus up on the altar of Lightning Bolt. Braid is a 2-mana answer to Dragon's Rage Channeler. I could shave a Lumberjack. I don't think I want to be sacking lands versus Delver. This is what I'm going to do. This has turn 2 Raminep Excavator. No land to go off with. Can interact. Alright, I'm going to keep this. And I'm just going to get my Grindstone into play. I'm going to lead on Mountain rather than Forest. I'm not going to turn 2 Raminep Excavator into Daze and without even a land to replay. It's not where we're going here. I can slow grind myself, try to hit some lands. It's going to cost me life points off Ancient Tomb, though. You do have Delver in your list. How do you find room for all these cards? You got Counterbalance, Unholy Heat, and Delver of Secrets. Where do they come from? Lightning Bolt. Please don't force this when I don't have Seedtime. Thank you. Brainstorm in the main phase. There's such a curse with Seedtime that main phase is generally the correct time to cast Brainstorm. Found something. ERC. Okay. I'm going to fetch Taiga in the end step. I have enough wastables in the deck. If they spend a wasteland on Taiga when I'm hanging out with Raminep Excavator in my hand, not even that upset about that. I could Fury next turn, hardcast Fury. I could Raminep now. I could also just Grindstone myself for value. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass with Grindstone up. My deck has graveyard synergies. I also am holding in my hand a creature that lets me play cards from my graveyard. Aggressive iteration happens on Wasteland. Let's see if I get punished for hanging out this land here. I'm going to grind myself and hope I don't get punished off a Surgical Extraction. Old value Grindstone. Did hit a Painter and a land. Those are 2 things that my deck does know how to use from the graveyard. Alright, Painter's gone. Punished immediately. That's fine. That's just one of the many things my deck does. They just saw the seed times. The jig is up. Taking damage. And another grindstone. It's not where I want to be. If I cast Ramanap and they daze it, that's a daze they won't have for Fury next turn. If they have daze and Lightning Bolt, if they have Lightning Bolt, they just don't care. I don't like doing things my opponent doesn't care about. Yeah, there's really not a good spot to get this Ramanap in where it's immediately going to get value. I just run the Taiga out and pass. And I'm not winning a game where I'm not casting spells. I'm going to get the Ramanap in. They're resolved. That doesn't mean they have nothing. They could just Lightning Bolt it. Take 3 from this. And this looks like a Murktide Regent headed my way. Indeed it is. 7/7. Come on, Pyroblast. Urza Saga. Okay, I drew a card that makes me not even want to use the Ramanap Excavator that is miraculously somehow in play. I could just Ancient Tomb out this Fury. I go to 4 off that exchange and hope to win somehow with my 3/3 double strike. It's a bad scene all around. Not gonna lie. Okay. I'm gonna go for it with the Fury. Which they saw if they have a counterspell. It's live. I'm gonna put 3 damage on the DRC just in case they get Delirium in response to the ability. Not messing with that. Okay, you attack me to 4. I can hit you for 8. And then I seed time and kill you. That's the plan. I need a Pyroblast or something to clear the Murktide. Hydroblast, bummer. And they cast it on their own turn to play around seed time. Very smart, and I'm sad about it. Come on, Pyroblast. Or Dead Gone. Something that helps here. That's not it. Alright. I'm going to play a land from my graveyard. Just out of spite. I want my Ramanap to do something this game before I concede. Tough beats, stupid Delver. Yeah, those seed times, we saw game 1 why that's not a legacy staple. There were 2 of them in my hand against a blue counterspell deck and just never got off the ground. Disappointing. On to the next one. The trophy dream is dead. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the draw for round 4. First appearance of Orcish Lumberjack. I'm going to keep. Opponent's on 6 so far. Once Upon a Time. Okay. Cephalid Illusionist. Ponder. Okay. If they had cast Nomads in Core there, I would have become the Joker. Once Upon a Time in a Breakfast deck is pretty cool. I haven't seen that tech before, but if you're in the 60 card super tight combo focus version, it makes a lot of sense. A Lightning Bolt making me feel good here. I can now interact with their combo at least a little bit. The combo takes 3 mana to get off the ground, so I don't need to leave up Lightning Bolt this turn. Stoneforge Mystic. Let's see if this gets Kaldra or Shuko. Are we on multiple plans or are we focused on the combo? Okay, combo focus. Yeah, opponent said pod racing time in the chat. You're right about that. Minsc and Boo, huh? I can just shove that creature or that card on the stack right now. Forest. Yeah, I'm doing that. Let's go. I didn't register Orcish Lumberjack to not cast Minsc and Boo on turn 2. I have the Force of Will, pitching Force of Will. Okay, that's fine. That, like either way, they either don't have a counterspell or they have to use it in a way they don't want to there. Bolting Stoneforge Mystic doesn't do anything here unless they're sandbagging a surprise Kaldra. 2 Ponders. Hashtag 2 Ponders. Oh, more colors. Zuko's in play now. They're holding Cephalid Illusionist and whatever they just kept on top of their Ponder. Another Forest. I think I need to get Urza Saga into play here. To start the clock. I can play Goblin Engineer, then use Lumberjack to Lightning Bolt. But if they have a removal spell, they just dumpster me on that. And this Urza Saga gets crazy either way. Okay, I'm going to Engineer. I'm tapped out. Oh no. Let's put... I could get Graveyard Hate in my graveyard, or I can focus on moving my own combo forward. It's backwards. I'm holding Painter. If I had Grindstone in hand and Entombed Painter, I could kill next turn, but it's the wrong way. You can win by welding Grindstone into Painter. You can't win by welding Painter into Grindstone. At least not all at once. I think getting Soul Guide Lantern makes sense, though, because that turns off the combo and kind of stuffs their ability to sculpt. They don't have to go for the combo, but if they see face-up Graveyard Hate, then things get a little different. What I'm worried about now is Swords to Plowshares your Lumberjack, and then move to second main, cast Illusionist, win the game. There's Illusionist. They're going to get the mill 6 off of this between Shuko and Lightning Bolt. Oh no! Lumberjack is sack of Forest. I thought it was Forest or Mountain. I'm just fucking dead. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, I just didn't know all of the text on this card. Shit. I thought this was Sacrifice of Forest or Mountain the whole time. Okay, we're dead. I guess let's look at their deck at least. Fuck. Just tapped out of the win. Alright, I know what's in your deck. It doesn't even matter. Wall Therapy, Eladamri's Call, Urza's Saga. I'm just going to concede before this therapy resolves. Yeah, there's no excuse for that. I just didn't know what my card did. Has to Sacrifice a Forest. Noted. Well, it looks like Magus the Moon will be good here. Graveyard Hate is good here. Phyrexian Revoker is good. It gets one or the other. Cratermaker hits the Shuko or the creature. I'm actually just loading up and becoming GRUUL mid-range right now. I'm not convinced I even want more than one Grindstone in my deck. Pyroblast is good. Lumberjack was cool if I knew what it did. I don't think I need a Recruiter here. I just need to make room for other stuff. Wow, that was bad. I'm going to shake it off and win the rest of this match. And I'm going to back off the Lumberjacks. They're a lot worse than I thought they were. There's only 4 forests in the deck at all. Yeah, that completely changes how I would have constructed the deck and everything. Why didn't you tell me, chat? Veil of Summer's good. Pyroblast is good. I'm actually going to back off on a Painter, which might seem weird, but I'm not hyper-focused on comboing them. Also, they are a deck that's trying to mill itself. And I know getting milled off schedule isn't necessarily the same as milling yourself on schedule, but I still don't want to necessarily lean into something that won't even work. And I'm going to back off on a Surgical Extraction. Their combo's not that fast, and I have a ton of interaction for it. And, sorry, Seedtime. I'll leave 2 of them in. That's the tilt cut. Drew in anyway. Easy game. I'm going to keep my hand. It ramps, it interacts. Turn 2 Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Get out of my way. It's going to Taiga Pass. I don't expect this deck to have Wasteland. Island Ponder, that does not... Island doesn't cast Nomads. They're fetching basics. They recognize the possibility of a moon, which I did board in every copy I have. Shit. Well, there's that. I'm going to play Brea's Apprentice. Just good value, card advantage. Does a bunch of stuff. Force of Will. Seedtime. Yeah, I'd like to fetch my basic forest. Waiting on Magus gives me multiple ways to interact here. See if they give up on fetching basics. Nope. Just coming after me. Aldra. And I can deal with this. I hope. Urza's Saga. Yeah, I like that one. Urza's Saga, get into play. Goblin Crater Maker. For the colorless floating that I plan to use immediately and hope they don't have double force, double blue card in their opener. Well, 2 damage to Stoneforge Mystic. Get that out of here. Now Magus looking real bad, actually, because now I'm on an Urza's Saga plan. This deck is just well constructed, let me tell you. I mean, is there something here? I can finish my Urza Saga and then Magus them. And I'm holding up Red Blast here. And if they brainstorm in my end step, I get to Seedtime, Urza Saga, and then go off. Please brainstorm, please brainstorm. Shit. Didn't fall for it. Now the non-basic lands are starting to flesh out a bit. I make a construct, and I'm going to fetch a basic forest. I'll go to my turn. I drew the land, that's good. Important question, though. Do I want to make a second construct, which taps me out of Red Blast, or do I want to hold up Magus with Red Blast and Seedtime? That's the play. I'm not making a construct. Oh, they're doing something. Making a construct. All right, yeah, in case I get Pithing Needle. Fair enough. Let's get the Graveyard Hate, just make sure I don't die out of nowhere. Soul Guide Lantern seems pretty good. Soul Guide Lantern, get in here. Exile this, I don't know, Stoneforge Mystic from your graveyard? Not sure that matters. Play my land for turn. Red, colorless. Magus of the Moon. Holding up Seedtime and Red Blast. Please force this. Please force this. I'm begging you. I need this. I need this for my soul. Coward. Okay. Do I want to Dragon Engine here? Yeah, probably. Dragon Engine D's nuts! And that gives me another artifact to bash with Construct. Soul Guide Lantern's in play, so even if they go untap, Swords of Plowshares, Magus, land combo, I have the Graveyard Hate ready. Oh, what's this? 3 mana spells, I hate them. Prismatic Ending, sure. Fair enough. It did its job. It strip mined the Urza Saga, stopped the second construct, stopped the tutor. Got a card out of their hand. Now it's time for this 2/2 double strike to ride. I hope my opponent is reading Mishra and Mishra Lostrith Phyrexia and worrying about all these things that just aren't even in my deck. Lightning Bolt. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're likely to just block. I'm not going to waste Lightning Bolt, which is a way to stop their combo on a 1/1 that doesn't interact with my board meaningfully anyway. Okay, or they can just take a million. Freaking deal. They're going to get ninja'd here. No attack, no block. Construct is chilling. Okay, let's hope they make some big play involving a blue spell right now. No, these are white. This is white mana. Orum's Chant. Can't attack or cast spells this turn. Okay, I won't. I'll just draw a card. Pick a land drop and send it. I wish that was a blue card. But a Seedtime in response, like we're playing CEDH. Final Fortune in response to Silence is just such a CEDH play. Aether Vial, sure. Right on time, the old turn 7 Aether Vial. Asa's Oracle. Do I just Red Blast this? I think so. The blocker. It's literally not nothing. And what I need them to have is nothing for a little while here. Okay, yeah. All right, Phyrexian Dragon Engine has won a game of Legacy all by itself. It had no help at all. Torpor Orb does stop the Oracle and Stoneforge Mystic. What does it stop out of my deck? It stops Goblin Engineer, stops Phyrexian Dragon Engine, stops Fury. I don't think that's a good trade. Yeah, I'm going in with the same deck. Let's do it. 2 Veil of Summers, no Lightning Bolts, no Pyroblast. I don't think this is where I want to be. I gotta mulligan this. Orcish Lumberjack, my fucking nemesis. I do have an Accelerated Saga. I'm gonna keep this and send... I want to send the Forest, but if I send the Forest, I might as well send the Lumberjack, but I guess Taiga's a Forest too. Alright, I'm sending the Forest. I think this is a turn 1 Saga go situation, and hope we're not dead. If they play Nomads on turn 1, I have to at least represent something with Taiga. Oh, we're both on this Saga Go situation. We must have Aether Vial, yeah. We could die next turn. I think I'm still on Saga Go here. The race is on. I can make constructs. You probably can't. I might just die. But Graveyard Hate popping out. If they don't have just the Goldfish, then tutoring up Soul Guide Lantern gives me a lot of protection in the game. Oh, we're doing stuff. Kind of hoping for Stoneforge Mystic and not for the Illusionist here. Well, we're dead. At least it's in play. But they're passing. That's suspicious. Oh, the Saga can tutor up Shuko. Okay, I need to draw something right now, because this is bad. Did not draw something right now. Okay, we're just dead. Not a damn thing I can do about it. Yeah, they tutor up Shuko and go off. Okay. I could play Taiga and bluff something, but not even really bluffing anything. Yeah, just die to the Goldfish here. I would entertain the argument that I should have mulliganed because there's a ton of interaction in my deck. But they haven't come out this fast in any of the previous games, and I don't know. It's what it is here, I guess. Just going for it. No, not even thinking about surgical or anything. Oh, I'll make you do it. I'm dead anyway. They have Divining Witch in their deck. Dark Amoeba. This list is really cool. Random Polisher, my god. They are just playing CEDH. Okay, they've Cabal Therapied me. You're going to see that I have nothing. Go ahead. They name Surgical probably, and then just easily win. Named Endurance, okay. Yeah, that's not a card I play. But I don't have anything going on here. There's 2 Thassa's Oracles and Dread Return. All right, yep. You did it. Yeah, tough beats on that one. Just the hand didn't come together. If they don't go off right now, I tutor up Soul Guide Lantern, and this doesn't matter. But they were on the play and had the Goldfish, so you got me. Oh, Pyroblast, next card down. Tough beats. On to the final round. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the draw in the final round. We have 2 things on the line here. We have both the positive record for the league and resolving a Seedtime, both of which need to happen right now if they're going to happen. Give me Bant Control. Give me some slow deck. Oh, come the fuck on. Well, we're playing against Reanimator, a deck not known for their blue instants. Took my Painter. Are we also just dead? Go ahead. Show it to me. Entomb. Yes. Pass the turn, pass the turn. No Lotus Petal, no Lotus Petal. Soul Guide Lantern off the top. Let's go. Yeah, that's basically the same thing. Here's Grindstone, and I'll pass the turn. And pretend we can combo out under this. I mean, we can. Like, it's not impossible. They don't really play counter spells or removal spells, and it could happen. I don't know. If I Goblin Engineer up a Soul Guide Lantern, and then get another turn, I don't know. Not going to concede yet. Yep, Reanimate. There's a Grizzlebrand. Can be activated once. Faithless Looting. Okay. Discarded 2 more Grizzlebrands. That's a lot of that card. Alright, deck. Let's just... Okay. Goblin Engineer. The Lumberjack is exciting, but I actually need to Engineer to do anything, but my deck doesn't play fast mana. I can take 2 hits from Grizzlebrand and then win. That's the plan. They could also just reanimate my Painter Servant, so I don't have it, but then it's in play anyway, so that doesn't make any sense. I think I'm just going to get another... Nope. Another Painter doesn't matter. I don't want them to see my graveyard hate. That phase of the game is already over. I'll get Breya's Apprentice, in case I need to block Grizzlebrand for a turn. Here come the beats. Getting unmasked. Yeah, go ahead. My hand is not helpful. Have fun with that. Now they get Archon and kill my Engineer. Okay. I'll sack Engineer, discard Red Blast, and then take my draw, and certainly be dead. I can cast Minsk and Boo, and then die. I will just concede. Okay. Because of Basic Forest, Ancient Tomb wouldn't have won the game anyway. Oh wait, no, it would have. Yeah, they actually needed to clear the Engineer there because I had Ancient Tomb activate for 3 and respawn spelled into Painter. Ah, close. It was closer than I thought it was. I mean, it was not close. They drew 21 extra cards. But on board, what we can see. I don't know, I'm just making noise. Surgical Extraction and Tormod's Crypt. I'm in. Phyrexian Revoker can name Grizzlebrand, at least the draw engine off. Rest of these cards, and Gone can hit one of these big creatures. We're not going to Ramanab Excavator this matchup. Minsk and Boo I don't hate. Lightning Bolt basically doesn't matter. Pyroblast. Oh, Veilsummer is great. Haywire Might. That could hit Animate Dead. That's not without any target. Retrofitter Foundry actually seems pretty bad. In the obvious cut, I need 3 cuts. The obvious one is Seedtime, but I'm leaving them in. I am on a mission right now. I'm going to Painter, then I'm going to Seedtime off of an Entomb. I'll cut Lightning Bolt. Wow, if they reanimate my Dragon Engine, they get to discard their hand and draw 3 cards? That's messed up. Alright, I'm going to cut Dragon Engine. And I'll cut one of the Seedtimes, just as the voice of reason here. In we go. Haywire Might, Pyroblast, Lightning Bolt. This hand sucks. Mulligan. This hand has Seedtime, which means it's busted. I'm not going to go that just stupid into the meme. I'm not going to keep a hand based on Seedtime against the deck without any of its own blue spells. If Welder was set up to do anything, if I had the Engineer to go with it, but I just don't. This one is also a mulligan. Yeah, we're going to 5 here. Okay, this one at least does stuff. I can Saga, Painter, Threaten Grindstone. I'm going to keep and send Orcish Lumberjack to the bottom, and also Goblin Engineer to the bottom. Good chance we just lose. And I need to get Saga going first, because I need to find the Grindstone. I can't just jam Painter into play right now, much as I'd like to. Opponent kept 7, so we're definitely dead. I was about to say I hope they kept a slow one full of counter hate, but the counter hate that normally is blanked by, like when I'm playing a blue deck and they keep a bunch of artifact or an enchantment removal, and I just don't have Leyline in my deck, I get virtual card advantage versus whatever's going on here, where my whole deck is just artifacts anyway. Okay, they let me keep Painter. I'm going to paint things blue, as one does, pass the turn, and die to Archon. Lotus Petal. I guess if they show and tell, I get to put an Ancient Tomb and make a construct. Yep, Wear Tear. That's the thing I said about the thing. Yikes. Graveyard hate. Shit. Okay. Now we're just in the garbage. They can do what they want. Faithless Looting. Guarded Archon. Also have Serenity. Yeah, all of the counter hate is also just naturally what people would board in against my deck anyway. That's a bad spot to be against Reanimator. Raise Apprentice, hell yeah. All the cards in all the world that I could draw right now. That one's not too bad. All right, making Thoppies. I can block Grizzlebrand. They don't have a reanimation spell, or they would have cast it, I think. Unless they were just saving Entomb for something better. But they had 2 mana up and an Archon in their graveyard last game. They may have kept the Thoughtseize Wear Tear hand without a clear path to reanimation. Okay, they found it. Fuck me. I need to draw Haywire Might. Unmasking me. Nice use of 2 cards, dummy. Ancient Tomb. My hand was good. The game would look different. Pitched Reanimate to do that, though, which could have gotten back Archon, leaving them at 1, but they go up to 4 immediately. They must have other reanimation options if they're pitching a castable reanimate spell with a target in the graveyard. Yeah. Exhume isn't great because I get back Painter. Animate Dead is great. Now they can't reanimate because they're at 8. Guarded Grizzlebrand and another Archon. Team, I don't think we're going to resolve a Seedtime in this league. I'm coming to terms. Right, they went to 1. They did find the Lotus Petal. Sure. They found multiple. Yeah, they can go back up to 4 here. And then Lightning Bolt isn't an out. Ordered one of them out anyway, right? Yeah, there's only 2 in there. Dark Ritual. Okay, we're getting a lot of action here. Or they're going to have 2 Archons when the turn ends. Oh, flashing back looting? That's wild. Grizzlebrand missed that hard. Pass a turn, pass a turn, pass a turn. Dino Lightning Bolt, pass a turn. Another Dark Ritual. Shit. And Exhume. Okay. That gives me a Painter. So you're saying there's a chance. Bringing back Painter Servant. Magic Online seems to be struggling, and I'm worried. Oh, my clock is running right now? Why? I'm going to reboot Magic Online. Something appears to be hung up here. I'm going to see if I can break it. Oh, no, it's back. Okay. Blue is the color. Yeah, Magic Online is really struggling with what's going on here. I'm going to just lose the Thopter, lose the Ancient Tomb. I can spike Grindstone here and win the game, unless they just also have Wear Tear in their hand again. Another Dark Ritual for another Reanimate. Okay. Yeah, they were just sandbagging the whole time. Okay, I sack Brea's Apprentice now, and I'm drawing to a 2-outer. Unless they also have Wear in their hand, then just leave me with nothing. Oh my god, I got shenaniganed. Yep. That was that. And I even drew the Lightning Bolt, which for a second there they were at 1 and seemed to be struggling, but I don't think they were actually ever struggling. They were just showing off. Okay. I'm gonna bolt you, show you who's boss, and then concede. GG. Okay. That was kind of rough. We built our deck to cast this specific thing, which is Seedtime, which is a powerful spell that requires our opponent to cast a blue spell on our turn. We paired into not only 3 non-blue decks, but 2 of them don't even play instants and just straight up didn't even have a chance at Seedtime. Against Reanimator, at least they play Entomb and stuff, or maybe it's literally just Entomb. They wouldn't Dark Ritual on my instead. At least play Entomb. I guess Wear Tear, if that's painted blue in post-board games, I could trigger Seedtime off that. Not technically a trigger, but, you know, unlock Seedtime based off of that. This was a rough run for trying to cast Seedtime, but also it painted a pretty good picture of why we don't see Seedtime in decks. And Let Gabe knows this. There's no way that they think Seedtime is going to win your next Grand Prix or whatever. It's just a fun card they wanted to see put to the test. And unfortunately, I was not able to get it there. I think the theory of using Lumberjack to accelerate mana and then bait an early counter war that results in a Seedtime is a good one. But strategically, isn't Veil of Summer just better? If that's what we're doing. If I'm going to shove Minsk and Boo onto the stack with 5 mana on turn 2, wouldn't I rather just have it resolve than have it get countered and take an extra turn without it in play? Yeah, there's some major fundamental flaws in trying to make this work. And I tried. Nobody can say I didn't try. Let Gabe, sorry we didn't resolve a single Seedtime in this league. You saw what happened. We didn't really get a chance. As far as the rest of the deck built around it, Painter is really sweet. The Goblin Welder, Goblin Engineer setup is really sweet. And Urza Saga is really sweet. Those things did a lot of heavy lifting when I was otherwise just goofing around with silly cards. Haywire Might was pretty good. I don't think it's revolutionary to say that Haywire Might was good at what it did. This is clearly a super pushed card to solve exactly the type of problem it wants to solve. And it did fill that role. The problem is how often you have green mana in a deck that would otherwise want this card. Mox Opal and Lotus Petal probably doing a lot of heavy lifting in Haywire Might activations. In Legacy, not a lot of green Urza Saga decks kicking around. In Lands, we'll play this. Maybe. I don't even know if they want it. It does exile Blood Moon and Back to Basics, but do they even need that effect? And if Blood Moon's in play, you're not triggering Urza Saga. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be about deck space more than playability, because this card is just fine at all the things it claims to do. If you want to explore GRUUL Painter, there might be something here without the Seedtime. I don't actually know how to make Seedtime better than this. I'm just racking my brain, just scrap the whole thing back to 0. Was there a better way I could have gone from the ground up with this? And Phyrexian Dragon Engine was just for fun. That could have been any other card. But even beyond that, is there just some other shell that would have been better? And I think Painter Servant giving your opponent blue spells is the most likely way to turn on a Seedtime against opponents who just didn't register blue. And yeah, I don't know that I could do better. If anyone were to ask me to do this again, I don't know. Other than maybe tuning up this GRUUL Painter list, I don't think I could rebuild this fundamentally to be a different strategy that's also trying to Seedtime. I guess a Scryfall deep dive of maybe something like Hive Mind that would make your opponent cast another spell, but you'd have to look at all the wording at the effects that do that. A lot of those effects just copy the spell and it arrives on the stack without being cast. And Seedtime does care about casting. It would have to be like whenever a player casts a spell, each opponent copies that spell, they may cast it without paying its mana cost. Some wording like that, rather than each opponent copies the spell. I don't think Hive Mind works for that reason. Also, your opponent would get another turn too, because they copy your Seedtime. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to do a pretty deep cut, and it would start looking like an EDH deck. This one at least looks like a Legacy deck on the surface. There's just clearly something mega suspicious happening. But otherwise, these are pretty defensible, playable cards. I don't know. This is a very tough challenge. I had a lot of fun building it, and it's regrettable it didn't work out. But I think this is about as close as I could get this to working. Let Gabe, thank you for the challenge. Sorry we didn't do it. You know I tried. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon and everything else in the video description that helps the channel, and I'll see you next time.